again, which I'm proud of it. Now, our biggest thing is going home and ice, elbow, shoulder. A lot of y'all have workouts tomorrow, so please take care of that, parents. Initiate it, but they gotta follow through with it. If that's something they want to be a ball player or a quarterback, you gotta take care of your arm. That makes sense? All right. We always try to get some information out from people who play at a higher level. So, without further ado, Mr. DJ Shockley.
Ronnie, they throw you a birthday party up there? Have a belated birthday?
Thank you, brother. No, I'm good.
I've known Mr. Ron there for a while. If you guys don't know me or haven't heard of me, I from Atlanta. Played at University of Georgia, played quarterback at University of Georgia, played for the Falcons for 5 years. And so I've been in you guys' spot. I've been in you guys' position. I'm not gonna keep you guys really long. I know you guys, like you said, you guys been out here 3 hours, so I know y'all ready to go home and eat and drink up all your parents' stuff. So, but I got a couple things I want to tell you guys. Like I said, I've been in you guys' position. I've sat where you guys sat, and the best thing you guys got going now is you guys are out here competing. You guys are out here with some other people, some other kids competing. You could be at home, sleep. You could be home playing. You could be doing anything else, but you guys are out here. And I commend you guys for that. When I was in the 8th grade going to 9th grade, my dad's my high school coach, and he took me to all these different camps like this. And it's very important that you guys continue to go to camps, continue to be taught, continue to listen, take that knowledge in, because that's kind of how I got my start. As a 9th grader, my dad put me in all the higher class groups where I was competing against 11th and 12th graders. And that was the first time I got noticed. Was I went to a Florida State camp as a 9th grader, and I was competing against 11th and 12th graders, and I won the competition as a 9th grader. And that's where Coach Rick, who was at Florida State at the time, first saw me, and that's how he started recruiting me. So I tell you guys one thing: never shy away from competition. All right, never shy away from older kids. Never shy away from any position that you're in. Another thing I tell you guys is, when I went to Georgia, I was coming out of high school. I was the number 2 rated quarterback in the country. And that's not to pat myself on the back or tell you guys how good I was. It's to tell you I started somewhere. I was at the ultimate high. And by the time I got to my last year, I ended up being the guy that everybody talked about. So quickly what I say is, I got to Georgia. I was number 2 rated quarterback in the country. Thought I was going to go there, play, start, and go to the NFL. Got there, competing against another guy. It didn't work. I got hurt. The other guy took off. He started for the next 4 years. For me, I was devastated. My whole entire career, like you guys probably already, I've always been the guy. 14. I've always been first picked. I've always been the best on my team, whatever it may be. When I get to Georgia, and it's a whole new story. Fast forward 5 years. Going into 2005, which was when my last season was at Georgia. Going into that season, a lot of people said Georgia would not be good enough. Georgia will finish 3rd in the East. So there's the East and there's the West. They said Georgia would finish 3rd in the East, and they said mainly because the guy played quarterback, which was me. Now, go back to a few years back now, I was the number 2 rated quarterback in the country. Everybody telling me how good I was, and now those same people are telling me, you're not that good. So take all the rankings, take all that stuff as a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, you still got to play the game. And going into that season, that was my motivation. Was they said he's not good enough. Now, one thing they said was, what I said was, they couldn't measure my heart. They couldn't measure how hard I worked. They couldn't measure what it would take for me to put the time in to be the best. They can measure my speed, they can measure my height, they can measure all that. But they couldn't measure how hard I would work day in and day out. Another thing I want you guys to understand is, you guys are student athletes. I'm going to be completely 100 with you guys. I'm going to be completely real. You guys are looked at sometimes in your stereotype because you're athletes. People are going to look at you and say, all you want to do is play football. All you want to do is play basketball, baseball, whatever it may be. And they want to say, that's just who you are. Don't let that define you, all right? Don't let what other people say about you define who you are and who you want to be. And that's one thing that I took to heart when I got to college was I wanted to be known more than just an athlete. I wanted to make sure I got my grades. Graduated from high school over a 3.7. Graduated from University of Georgia over 3.3. That was big for me. That was big for me. And I tell you guys, don't ever lose sight of how important education is. I know you guys hear it all the time. People are always telling you how big it is, but I'm telling you, one day it's going to be over. This sport that you love is going to be over. There's guys that go to the NFL at 22 and they play 10, 12 years. And I know you can spar down the road for you guys, but they're only 32 years old. They have a whole life to live. But you got to understand, there's nothing better than having that education. People are going to forget how many touchdowns you threw in a game. People are going to forget how many yards you rushed for. I played in front of 100,000 weekly. Played in some of the biggest games. Played in the SC Championship game. Played in Monday Night Football. I mean, played in all those games. But guess what? People forget that. People forget I threw 2 touchdowns and ran for another one in the SC Championship game. People forget that. But people don't forget the person, all right? Your character is everything. It's pretty much all you got. So make sure you're carrying yourself in the right way at all times. No matter if you're in the grocery store, or you're in the classroom, treating everybody with respect, especially your parents, especially your teachers, everybody. At the end of the day, you want somebody to say, oh, that so-and-so is a good person. Not just, oh, he's a heck of a football player. He's a good person. And that's one thing that I strive for is when people meet DJ Shockley, they say, I know DJ Shockley the person. Not DJ Shockley who threw touchdowns, he played at Georgia, played with Falcon, whatever that may be. But at the end of the day, they're going to say he was a good guy. He's a guy I don't mind being around. Your character, getting your grades, and remember what's important. All right? Always strive to be best. You guys got me?
Yes, sir.
You guys are around a bunch of good group of coaches out here, I'm telling you. I know this man personally. I've worked with him personally. We do some of the same drills. He's a man that knows what he's talking about. One thing you guys also got to learn is what you guys learned over the past couple of days. Don't just take it home and sit it in the garage and put it away. You guys got to keep doing it. You got to keep striving. You got to keep getting better. Because that's what somebody else is going to be working just as hard as you tomorrow. So don't lose that focus, all right? Continue to get better. Work on the small things, the details. When I was doing my time at Georgia, when I wasn't playing, I said, what's going to make me better? How can I separate myself from the guy who's trying to take my spot? It's all upstairs. I'm sure a ton of you guys are talented. I'm sure all you guys can throw the football far as I don't know what. But what's going to separate you from the guy next to you? What are you willing to do to be better than that guy that's next to you? And I knew upstairs, that's where it had to come in. Mentally, you have to be better than the next person. That's why every game I went into, I wasn't nervous, wasn't worried, because I studied. I knew going into that game, I was prepared. And you guys got to make sure you are prepared, that you know what all 22 guys on the field are doing, because that's what QBs do, right? You got to know all the offensive line, you got to know who they're blocking, you got to know running backs, receivers, and then you got to know what the other 11 guys on the defense are doing. Make sure you are mentally prepared as well as physically. At the end of the day, everybody's going to be talented. I'm sure all you guys got aspirations of going to the next level. College, pro, everybody talented. Everybody has that skill set. But the thing that separates those guys is what happens upstairs. Mentally prepare yourself for what you're going into. All right? You guys got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I appreciate you guys allowing me to take a few minutes to talk to you guys. Like I said, Coach Ville's stand-up guy, and you guys, I'm sure you guys have got a lot out of this, and I appreciate you allowing me a couple minutes to talk to you guys, and good luck to you guys this season, all right?
Thank you.